Hi and welcome guys. As you can hear, I'm still a little bit under the weather, but I want to show you a new tool that I found that lets you create 3D models for, let's say, 3D printing. It's not really made for 3D printing. It's made for 3D animation or characters in general. But I had an idea. You all know about the OpenRC project by Daniel Norrie. So I had a vision of doing, for example, like you can see my 3D models of car racks and a workbench. So I kind of want to build like characters around and maybe even build a full pit stop characters. So both the pit crew and the tools that you need, the tires laying around and fuel and everything like that. So in order to do that, you need to have 3D models of characters. And luckily I found within Adobe's Creative Cloud or the Creative Cloud suite, there's a new preview of something called Fuse. So here you have Fuse CC, which is a preview. So I'm not sure that if it's going to be included or if it's just being released recently. But what it lets you do, I'm going to open it up here. It lets you create 3D models that you can open up in Mixomo or your general 3D program like Maya, 3D Studio Max. There's even for Unity and so on, so you can add these into your games or VR environments and so on. But in this case, I want to try to create a pit crew member, especially a tire change crew member. So let me walk you through the steps here in the software, and hopefully we can have a finished model that we could 3D print later. Then again, it's not going to be like a model that's perfect for 3D printing without any supports or so on, but hopefully you will see that it actually works. And even if you have a color 3D printer, which would be really cool if you had, you can do really cool texture modification on these guys. You could add your own colors, like numbers for your team and so on. So let's just jump in here in the software overview. So on the right side, we can choose between all these models. These are, I believe they are 3D scans, most of them, that are cleaned up and rigged for the system. I mean, not the tunes, of course, but some of these ones could be a 3D scan. So we can choose here torso, legs, and arms as well. Just to make an overview here, you start from the left, you assemble a character, you customize it, you put on clothes, and then you texture it. So if you want to do the team logos and everything, you can do it there. So let's start off by having let's take a male here. Unfortunately, most men most pit crew members are men these days. We could add a female body just to have some diversity, but I think that we're gonna go with a male body. He needs to be strong. I mean, if you're carrying around a Formula 1 tire, whoa. Okay, maybe not that torso. If you carry around Formula 1 tires all day, you're gonna get a little bit tired. Maybe not that, because as well. Let's take here something more normal. Yeah, that looks like a pit crew member. I can relate to that. So let's say we need some arms. Let's just take normal male scan arms. Let's see if they're a little bit tiny. A little bit tiny. I want to have another set of arms. I mean, you're carrying wheels around. You have to be a little bit strong. I know we can tweak that a little bit later, so let's do that. And of course, legs. Male scan, I guess. I guess that's pretty normal. I guess that's what we need. So let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. It looks like a normal people. So let's go to the next step, customize. Here we can increase the arms. So we need to have a little bit more biceps and a little bit more triceps as well. I mean, you are carrying around wheels all the time. Let's see here. We need a little bit bigger muscles here as well. Traps, yeah, you need to have some traps. Wrists. A little bit thicker. That looks like someone who carries around wheels all day. Perfect. to the face. Now we don't want to do any changes here. I mean, we don't need that much detail. Next up is clothing. So for I don't really see any that's perfect for like a Formula One pit crew member. I'm not sure that's correct. I mean, they're not doing these army style, but I mean they are doing like the leather jackets. I think that's more accurate, or maybe even this one. I think this one it could look like a pit crew jacket. We do have the firefighting jacket, but it's a little bit too open here. So let's go with this one, and you have to imagine that we're just going to look at the geometry right now. We don't really care about the texture. So I think this will look like a fire protection suit if you just change the colors a little bit. So let's go with that one for now. And for legs, pants, let's see, scrubs. Nah, they're too simple. Maybe firefighting pants will be okay. Yeah, I think that can work as a geometry for a pit crew member. What else do we have? We have tactical pants. Sure, yeah, great. There we have the legs. That's awesome. And we'll just have to change the camouflage to like a pit crew team member colors. Let's see, shoes. We need some firm boots. Oh, maybe not those ones. Maybe just regular boots. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And for here, I guess pit crew members are kind of fancy. Maybe a Viking braid. Let's go with just short hair. Hats, yes, we need some kind of protection. Maybe we should do like a guard helmet. No, I don't think that's correct. Maybe this one. It's pretty good. I think they need a little bit more protection. This looks like some sort of fighting jet helmet. What do we have? This one here, tactical response. Hard hats? Nah. Need some sort of helmet. I think this one is actually the best. Yeah, let's go with that one. Eyewear, of course, goggles. We need to have safety goggles. This could be one of the pit crew members that kind of directs all of the other ones. Beard, of course. You're the manliest, these guys. Oh yeah, thick beard, that's good. Let's go with some gloves, maybe combat gloves. Is that correct? Maybe, no, not fingerless. Tactical response. I'm gonna go with combat. I think those look pretty good. And masks. Okay, we can add some masking here. Well, a ski mask. Yeah, I guess that could be like fire protection cover as well. Could have a gas mask, but I mean, they don't have a gas mask and they don't have a surgical mask. Let's go with the ski mask. I think that's going to be okay. Mustaches. Of course, we have to have a small one. Not because you're going to see it anyway. Oh, actually, the beard is like coming through. Maybe we should have just a smaller beard or no beard at all. Sorry, you have to shave for this type of job. Okay, so next phase into texturing. So we can now select like the jacket here, for example. If you want to do, now just to explain, Adobe Fuse is made for like putting these characters into Photoshop scenes, creating composites and everything like that, or for example games. So things like texture size and everything like that is really not important for us when you want to do some 3D printing of this. So let's change the color here to maybe a, I don't even remember the colors. Let's say Renault, however you want to pronounce that. I think they have a little bit of warmer yellow. Is that right? No, that's not right. Maybe it's a little bit greenish. Let's go with that one. That's a team color by now. Galvanized metal. Oh, it's those parts. Yeah, let's keep those. Trim one. Let's see if you just make them green and we'll see what, it's those. So yeah, let's make those black. Again, I'm stuck with something that I should have doing. Yeah, so sorry about that. It's not really important, this part. So now we have a character. Next step is to export it and then animate it. Or I shouldn't say animate. We can do that if we want to, but we want to just rig it up into one fixed position. So we want to save it to Mixomo, and I'm gonna do pit crew, member. And that should save. So we're now almost finished here. I'm just uploading the last pieces here. This unfortunately takes a little bit of a while. I guess they're scaling everything up. And now we should open here in Mixomo. Yes, there we go. So this is the outer rigger. It says something here about pricing. Let's just open that up. Adobe Fuse. Oh, is it free with Adobe ID? That's great. Oh, sounds good. So pricing, free. That's awesome. So let's see, it takes a few seconds here. There we go, starting to see something. Something's happening. Oh yeah, there's a character. You can spin this around here. So there's a few things here you can just make sure if you want to pre-animate it. I'm gonna say we don't need any facial blend shapes. That's like if you want to make the character talk and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so let's say 2 chain fingers. Yeah, I think that's good. This is how detailed the hand is. I mean, maybe this is good. 3 chains, and we can wrap these around like a what's it called? Air. The tool you remove the wheels with. So let's go with that one. Update rig. That will take a few seconds. So now we have everything with the fingers here. You can see him moving the fingers around. That's perfect. So it's finished. So you can see some of the formats or the software. So FBX is the format. Anyone related to 3D printing might not recognize FBX. It carries polygon data, but also things like animation, some texture, some lights, and so on. So in my case, I will use 3D Studio Max. But I suggest anyone that want to try this, use Blender. It's free. It's quite easy to use, but if you're a student, you probably have a free version of 3D Studio Max or Maya anyway. You can try one of those. There's loads of tutorials for those. Blender has a great amount of tutorials as well, but for just one thing, it might be easier to jump into Maya or 3D Studio Max. So let's say animate. So I found, and so you can see here previews of different animations that you can carry into the software. Now I found one earlier that I really liked. So you can see here like female action pose. You should see him. You can do a jump. Whee! Imagine all the fun stuff you can do with all these characters, like whee! And you make a song and you animate them and stuff like that. The female dance pose, sure, that could work like a pit crew members holding the tool here to remove the tires, but I don't think that's really accurate. So let's see, let's check out another one. I noticed this, I was actually trying this once before just to make sure everything works. Here's someone dying, that's pretty cool. That's not at all like how it looks in action movies, but okay. Now I found it here somewhere. It's called Gunplay. There we have it. So this is like in an animation. No, that's not at all the one I was thinking about. Maybe it was this one. Ah, here it is. This is Gunplay. So as you can see, he's like covering for something. But I mean, if we just stop here or low there, I mean, this is gonna be perfect. So just add this to my assets, and I want to view it, download it. I can see. I'm just gonna queue download here. I'm not gonna watch. So let's see here, FBX, that's what I want to use. You can see here all the different formats, like prepared for Unity or Unreal. I think that's pretty awesome that you do that. So with skin, nothing here. Let's just queue that download. That's the test I did before. So here we go, it's ready. Let's download. So it's called Gunplay 1 because I already have one. So I'm going to open up 3D Studio Max. Now this software is pretty high-end. It's pretty. I'm using a 2014 version right now. I have the 15 and 16 as well, but I haven't migrated the plugins yet. So you know how it is. You get stuck in a version. So the download should be pretty much complete. So let's go to up here to the 3D Max logo, import, choose your model, Gunplay 1 is the one we have, and let's just download that. Yes, I don't think we need to do anything here, it's just presets. So it's importing a lot of stuff. I'm gonna click here on this button down here to the right to just scale up one window. I don't have any tools to show my mouse pointer, so if you want to see something, you have to be a little bit try to track the mouse. Watching it in full HD kind of helps. So down to the left here we have a slider, and this is the animation. So we can either do like that, or we can just play the whole animation. You can see the guy here jumping around. You could do like a Zoe trap with 3D printer models showing this animation. Anyway, that's not what we want to do. We want to pose this character in like the perfect position. Maybe, let's see, I want his hands a little bit further out. But it's doing like the same pose here. So I want to have like those hands, but down here. So let's go with that one. So I'm just going to stop here. And now important here to see. So this is the 3D model. So when I select parts here, I can, if I want, move those around, but that's a bad idea. I actually thought everything was like put together into one model, but I think this will work as well. Your slicer just has to do some repairs. Okay, so as you can see here, we have, I'm going to show you a shaded view. So you can see like the bones as well. So the bones are the things that set up the animation. So if I select this bone here, I can more or less move his leg around. Maybe that's the one I want to use. So I was thinking of doing, I want to show you the facets. So this is an issue when you 3D print, and I'm going to do with this in clay as well. And so I'm just going to put on one material quickly for you. Just because I kind of want to show you how it looks when you have faces. So this is the 3D model. The faces here are, I need to kind of smooth all of this later. So you can use something like Turbo Smooth, which is a modifier. Usually works pretty well. So you can do something like this, so everything is more smoothed when you want to 3D print it. But let's just change everything back. There we go. Now I want to remodel this character. I will also probably have to like remove some of the small parts here before 3D printing, but I'll show you that later. Up here in this corner you can have a filter, so you can select helpers. That means that I will not select the geometry, I will only select like the different helpers. So first off, I want to kind of move this foot back a little bit. Let's see which joint I should move. Should probably use this one. I need to remodel foot. I don't want to have that like touching the floor. Okay, so that's good. The foot is arranged a little bit. What else do we have? We have the hands. So as I said, I want to move the whole hand out. I'm not sure where the controller for that is. Maybe I should do something like that. And take this one here, move that out a little bit, move down a little bit. Should actually do the shoulder here, just so it's touching his leg, because you kind of want to support your weight when you're doing that. And of course the hand, we probably need to twist that a little bit. And move it down a little bit. Use with the thumb. I think that's a good slot here. You can probably, if you want to, you can just also want to use here local. So that means the orientation of the joints. So you actually move things like they should be. At least when you rig a model, that's much easier. So you can see here the hand now moves like in its normal joints. And like the hip as well. If I can find the hip, should be in here. So you see how the gizmo here is twisted, so it kind of moves more correctly to how you can move your hip. Okay, that's that. Let's go with I think the second hand here. We should start up by the shoulder. Let's move everything down here a little bit. Oh yeah. Something like that. Probably even more. And I want to move this part down, like his shoulder, move it a little bit forward. And the arm again, move it a little bit out. And then this one, and the hand. I think that looks awesome. Maybe even twist that a little bit out, a little bit down. It's great. It's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And yeah, I can see his eyes looking zombie style. I think that's perfect. That's kind of what I want. So I'm going to show everything here. Now let's say that we just quickly like model this is going to be ugly, but let's just try to model like a tool here. Now we're going to see my really bad modeling skills. I'm not going to give you a whole tutorial on how to do this. I just want to show you like a few basic things, or actually just show you that you can do this. So let's do something like that. Make this into a gun-ish. Maybe add some details here. Just keeping it. Maybe we need to have like a handle. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be something. Maybe we do something like that. Yep, it's ugly, I know it's not like correct, but I think it works for 3D printing. I'm just gonna move those a little bit. Let's stop there. Ta-da! That actually works better than I thought it would. Is that an accurate size? I'm not sure at all. Let's just add, oops, like a small detail here. Insert it a little bit, move it out a little bit. Insert. That's probably going to be 3D printable, I'm not sure. Could be. Anyway, so that's kind of it. I mean, if we want to, we could fix some here. Let's do that. Let's just resize this a little bit, move it backwards a little bit. We could also rotate this just slightly so it fits his hands better. And again, we can go into here, change this as helpers. We kind of want to move everything around. Oh man, this is looking much better than I thought it would. Something like that. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I don't think there's much more we can do. Just want to make sure his thumb is more or less a little bit accurate. Something like that. That's pretty good. So there we go. And as I said, next step here is to change this geometry a little bit. I want to create it to add a modifier, editable poly. Or things label, yeah. So let's remove a few things there. Now, this may look really convenient that I can just select something and remove it. But the truth is that that actually means that parts aren't solid. So it's going to be interesting to 3D print this parts. Probably need to like fix it first. I'll let you know with an update on that. So something like that, and let's make everything into the color that it's going to be printed in, or more or less. And now we can start to add just some smoothing. So turbo smooth. I think this one actually has to be. Could it be turbo smooth? Yeah, it's not pretty. Not pretty at all. Just a few things here. So I need to remove all the shoelaces, unfortunately. I kind of want to just strengthen these parts. Let's just see how it looks if it's turbo smooth. Can you still see the protection gear? Kinda. I think that works. The hands, turbo smooth. The helmet, turbo smooth. And the face, turbo smooth. I think that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. There's a few parts here, like the glasses. You could do like this, just to make it more tricky for me. Could turbo smooth those. Just a little bit. Something like that. So let's take this whole model, export selected, and that's not correct at all. Sorry, I mean exports. Let's click on that, and then you get the STL file formats. So let's say pit crew member on the desk, of course. Where else? So there we go. That's the whole steps of creating a 3D printable-ish character. Just remember that things aren't in position, so always make sure that you check your STL file before actually trying to 3D print this file. I would probably use Simplify 3D to make some repairs, or actually I can show you that. I will show you that in another video, how to take this model and more or less use the Make Solid tools in Autodesk 123D. Mesh Mixer, that's what they call it, Mesh Mixer. So this whole file could be made solid in Mesh Mixer with a higher resolution, so you don't have to worry about these loose parts, for example, because that's not going to be fun to 3D print otherwise. So yeah, that's it. So that's how you go from Adobe's Fuse CC into 3D Max via the service Mixamo. Then you go into 3D Max or another 3D software, and then you're basically finished. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for my voice. I will show you much more content like this, like how to create models, differences between materials, differences between softwares, basically what the difference is, how you should model something, how you can sculpt things, and more or less how you can create really cool content. And of course, some educational, like what's different. You hear all these things about 3D scanning. How can you use it? What is good for? How can you convert between different file formats? So I'm gonna do a full guide on the file conversions, because file formats in the 3D world is really painful, especially when you want to explain them to a beginner. Well, like, why can't I do some modifications with my mesh file? Why can't I add, like, why can't I change this thing? Why can't I click on this and change it? It's not always that easy, as you know. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you enjoyed it. Please give me a comment. It really helps the searchability on YouTube. And of course, enjoy it. Have a good day and see you later. Bye.